Hey, welcome everybody to another episode of Whiskey and Wisdom After Dark. I'm sitting here with my guy Tristan in Carolina, North Carolina. Russ, the jaded cowboy, right down the street here in Bastrop. J Love connecting in and out, in and out, in and out, but he's here with us also. And then our boy Donnie, he's a little bit busy right now, but he should be with us here in a little bit. But welcome everybody. This is Whiskey and Wisdom After Dark. This would be your Christmas edition. I don't know that we'll talk anything about Christmas or anything, but Merry Christmas to all, and to all a hello. I'll start it off drinking tonight, changing it up. Um, it was my late father's birthday, December 19th. So in honor of him,
Happy birthday.
we're going to do the Buchanan's. That was his favorite scotch. And so we're drinking this. Dad, love you. I hope you have a good time up there. Bucana on ice. Tristan, what you got over there in North Carolina? What are you sipping on?
Chasing this Coke Zero with some Jim Beam.
Nice.
My boy said he's chasing Coke Zero with Jim Beam. He's growing up right in front of our eyes. I'm getting teary-eyed over here, guys. I really am. Russ, what do you got over there, dude? I heard you got your tooth pulled, so
Yeah, I'm on
a couple of other things.
I'm on a couple of other things, but so I'm gonna stick with the Miller Lite just so I don't fall in my hot tub and drown here in a minute. So
Hey, J Love, what do you got going on down there in the man cave?
What is up?
What are we drinking
homies.
on today?
A little bit of course, sticking with the regular garage oil. Got to keep your parts lubed, and because it is America's badass whiskey, chasing it, as Tristan says, with a little bit of dough ball. If you never had some dough ball, it tastes like fucking cookie dough. So, and here's to your pops.
Thank you. Cheers. Cheers.
It's to my pops.
Cheers.
It's to my aunt.
Mm. And to Coach Leach and to homeboy Pittsburgh, man, running back.
Nico Harris.
Golly, I can't believe that.
The Immaculate Reception.
Right? Boy, that was back when football was football, bro. That was back when you can hit somebody and didn't have to worry about getting kicked out of the game. And
and it's the 50th anniversary of that.
Is it really?
Wonderful. The 50th anniversary this weekend when they play Raiders and Steelers.
Wasn't he going to get inducted like in 2 days or Saturday or something like that into the Hall of Fame or something?
Don't get me lying.
There was something was going to happen anyway. Yeah, man, I hate to. Football lost another good one, but that's life. Life goes on, guys. There's a lot going on. I know J Love, you and Russ and
You think?
Donnie send stuff, and we're gonna try to hit on some of this stuff.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
We're gonna hit on some of this stuff, but before we do that, I want to go ahead and this isn't a New Year's resolution. Every year you go when the new year comes, it's new year, new me. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and it usually lasts a couple of days and it's over. But I was watching I saw Joe Rogan on a TikTok. And I love Joe Rogan. He's one of my favorites. And so I listened to one of his podcasts. And I know y'all have heard about it. It's called Cold Water Immersion. Okay. What these people are doing now is they're going in. And so the thing is, it's supposed to release endorphins and all this stuff. And it's supposed to be good for the body. Right. And it's the best way to wake up in the morning. And the key is you need to get, I think the threshold is 11 minutes per week. So you can get in there, for 30 seconds or a minute, or however long you can take it. Water's below 45 degrees. You get in there for as long as you can, but as long as you get 11 minutes through the whole thing. So I went and I listened to Joe Rogan's podcast. And I was telling my wife, this is what I want to do. As soon as I can find the tub to put in my back on my back porch and set this up, I want to do a 30-day challenge. Okay. For this simple fact, it has nothing to do with fucking losing weight and getting buff and all this other bullshit that single guys want to do. Mine is to do this, and he said it himself. He goes, I want to conquer little victories every day, and I want to defeat the bitch in me. So there's a lot of little things that he deals with every day, and it makes complete sense. And that's what he does. He starts with it. So I'm going to do that as soon as I can get a tub big
I
enough to
honestly
fit my
thought
fat
this
ass.
was going to it. I honestly thought this was going in a completely different direction.
Oh no, cold water immersion, dude.
Well, I
No.
get that, but I thought that 30 minutes was going to be like a 30-minute fuck fest or something
no.
like that.
Oh no, sorry to disappoint. If there's anybody else out there that thought I was going to get no, as I'm staring at my toys here, no, I'm not. This is just a cold water immersion for a minute. They say if you could go up to 2.5 minutes, it's even better for you. But anywhere between 30 seconds and a minute to start off with. And then with that also, I'm going to do a 30-day push-up, sit-up, squat challenge. And it tells you every single day how many push-ups, sit-ups, and so, and the only reason is just to defeat a couple of little bitch modes that I have in my system, and conquer, have some small victories along the way. Because honestly, in my line of work, I mean, there's nothing like all we do is we sell to make money to pay for shit. Like there's nothing. We're not curing cancer. We're not making the world a better place. It's really pretty fucking boring shit that we do. So this will give me a chance to compete with myself a bit. And so, yeah, I'm going to start that. I'll let you know exactly when I start, and I keep you updated on how it goes. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm wondering if I can even do it first. My wife laughed because she said, yeah, she likes me better when I'm not a bitch. Those were her words. Shut up and go make me a sandwich, woman. So I'm kidding. She's not even here.
Is she still gone?
Huh?
Is she still gone?
No.
Or did she come back?
No, she's back. She's back.
Nice.
Thank God she's back. God damn, this house was a mess. I needed her to clean it up. I'm kidding. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna start that. I'm pretty excited about it. Cold water immersion. Look into it. I mean, it's pretty cool. A lot of people are doing it now. It's a new thing. Back then, it used to be called an ice bath for me and you when we were playing sports in high school. It's just a way to get the. But yeah, so now that's what we're doing. You guys up to anything new? Anything?
No,
No.
just shit, just working my ass off. But I have to say this. When you find it's like the old saying, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. And I can honestly say that the job that I have now, the position that I am in, I can honestly say that I love getting up and going to work.
Oh wow, cool.
I love the people that I work with. I love the environment. There's no toxicity. Now, I'm not saying my prior career didn't, award me those things as well in the beginning. I mean, for forever, I loved what I did. I mean, I got to play with guns and ammo all day and talk shit to cops and chiefs of police and 4-star generals and this kind of shit. So it was fucking awesome. And it just goes to show you that if you work hard enough and you play your cards right, that eventually it will work itself out, and eventually you will be rewarded for your hard efforts.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that I don't go in and I don't do shit, because I bust my ass. I mean, I'm almost 50 years old and I still fucking run circles around some of these 20 somethings that are in my office. So it's just funny. But I have to say that I've been blessed towards the end of this year. I mean, baby Jesus has been good. So hats off to baby Jesus.
There you go.
for putting this in my walkway path, whatever the fuck you call that bullshit. Your roadway of life.
Roadway of life. Well, cool, man. That's good, especially this time of year. It's good to have some positive things going on, some positive vibes. Good thing because I know this time of year is tough for a lot of folks. Tristan, anything going on in your world?
It is tough.
I'm buying a camper tomorrow.
What?
Yeah.
Like a camper that goes on the back of a pickup camper, or like a fucking fifth wheel.
No, it's a
RV.
It's a pull behind my truck, but it's a 2020. Nice. It's a 2021 Forest River Wolf Pup.
Really?
There you go.
Wow, look at you.
No, we're getting it so that, like, you know, because we got 2 dogs and, like, it sucks leaving them at the house all the time. So, like,
yeah,
just go start.
What kind of dogs do you have?
I got a pit boxer mix and then a lab coonhound mix.
Nice.
Wow. Yep.
Nice.
Wow. So y'all gonna travel like a long ways, or what do y'all do?
I mean, it depends. I think our first place. So not this coming weekend, but the weekend after. I'm going to a national forest around here, with my boys, and then I think me and her are gonna go to Myrtle Beach here in a couple weeks.
Oh, so you're gonna break it in with you and your boys first. No gay stuff.
The other way around.
No gay stuff.
But we got to go to Brokeback Mountain.
Oh, now I mean, I could totally stereotype you with your pit bull boxer mix. You know, B Rabbit from 8 Mile. I mean, that's what you look like right now. But I could totally stereotype right now with that fucking dog. But I ain't gonna go there. I mean, because I got a fucking Chihuahua, so we can talk about Mexicans all fucking day. So you know,
damn, you got an ankle biter.
Got a fucking little Chihuahua, and then the funny thing is he's a Chihuahua Jack Russell Terrier mix, but he's the coolest fucking dog ever. Has the hugest fucking dick on a little fucking dog I've ever seen. I mean, it's like a fucking little thing like that walking around with a big fucking horse cock. It's insane. It's insane. And then I have a little long-haired dachshund. I mean, that little bitch is cool as shit. And the funny thing is, these were literally giveaways. These were people that were, well, I don't want them. Yeah. And I mean, that's not cool. I mean, it's just like a fucking kid in a lot of senses, you know. It's just a 4-legged one, and it's just crazy. So we've had them forever. They're cool fucking dogs, man.
The best kind of dog's a free one.
I know, right? You know, at this time of year,
both mine were free.
This time of year, so many people, speaking of Christmas and the holidays and everything, so many people are gung-ho to go and shop for a dog. They want to go and shop for a dog when they could easily go and adopt. I mean, the shelters are fucking overrun with dogs. And not to throw shade on a pit bull, because I love pit bulls. I had a couple pit bulls growing up, and they were the greatest fucking dogs ever. But the shelters are so overrun with pups that but yeah, you've got, it's like that old cartoon. I've always seen it, and I see it every year around Christmas. You've got the two pictures, and it's the family shopping at the pet store, and then right next door is a shelter, and the dog's sitting there at the window like, hey, what about me? So
yeah. Russell, tell us about what's going on with you, buddy.
Oh man, just working. Man, I can't wait to get this holiday over with, to be honest with you. For me, it's just more stress, and just hoping to keep my Amex bill down this year, you know.
I agree with you, bro. That stress thing.
Hey, I just become an Amex Gold Card member.
Really?
Right.
Dad, come.
I don't know what that means.
Are you winning that much money?
Dude, speaking of winning money, Rick.
I have a Lone Star card. Does that count?
Z.
Yes.
What?
Coach.
What?
Did you see the big upset today in college basketball? The biggest upset in 30 years?
No.
What happened?
Eastern Illinois beat Iowa, who was a 31.5-point favorite. Beat them outright by 10, and I had Eastern Illinois money line.
No, you did not. Why would you? Why? How? Why?
Plus 1,500. I won
I
15.
I don't know what that
bet-
means, but
I
you
bet.
made some money.
I bet $100 and won 1,500.
Nice,
There you go.
nice.
on a dog that's amazing.
The
That's a once in a
biggest college basketball upset in 30 years. It was great.
holy cow. Wow.
That's
Well,
insane.
congratulations, bud.
Nice.
That's a big big win.
I gotta pay for the camper somehow.
There you go. Or at least the first couple months. So what should we do? Should we go straight into some news, or y'all want to knock out an FMK?
There's
you
the
want to-
cue.
There's the cue.
All right, here we go. The first FMK of the night, because my boy Tristan just wouldn't communicate with me. We're gonna go back because me and you we were having a conversation, J Love, about Less Than Zero, one of the greatest movies of all time.
Yeah.
If you guys have not seen Less Than Zero, I suggest that you watch it about 10, 15 times because there's so much going on. One of my
you
favorite
can't
actors.
catch it all.
Yeah, you
You
can't.
can't catch it all the first time.
And you can't really understand it all. Yeah. James Spader, one of my favorite actors of all time. He is a drug dealing pimp in high school. What a great, he does such a great job. So we're going to go back into the 80s, Tristan. You're probably going to have to gaggle some of these or Google some of these to find them. But these are women of the 80s as they were in the 80s, not now.
See, the funny thing is, I was watching on fucking Roku the other day, like I Love the 80s channel or some shit, and it was pinpointing all these fucking hot chicks from the 80s, and I was going to do an FMK, but I couldn't find a third one that I wanted to do, so I'm holding off. It'll probably come before the end of the night.
I think I've got three. I think I got three good ones here that's going to make you scratch your head, and really because again, these are women of the '80s as they were in the '80s, not as they were now. Okay.
Okay.
So we're going to start with number one, Michelle Pfeiffer. Okay. Michelle Pfeiffer. Number two, Jamie Lee Curtis, as she was in the '80s. Jamie Lee Curtis.
Like in Perfect, that movie Perfect.
Yes.
Fucking aerobics instructor.
Yes. When she showed her boobs in what was
Trading Places.
Yes.
In Trading Places. Yep.
There you go. So Michelle Pfeiffer, Jamie Lee Curtis, and then of course I could not leave her out because she has one of the most iconic movie scenes of all time. Sharon Stone. Sharon Stone. Phoebe Cates. Damn, that would have been good too. That would have been good. But I'm going to go with Sharon Stone. Okay. So you've got Michelle Pfeiffer, Jamie Lee Curtis, Sharon Stone.
Are we talking about the infamous scene from Basic Instinct?
Yes, where she crossed her legs.
Yeah.
And the guy's shaking and sweating and shit like that. Right?
Because he's so Bush.
Yeah.
I have my answer.
All right, Tristan, since he has his answer, let's see what the millennial vampire thinks about our 80s women. Go ahead, Trist.
So I'm going to kill Michelle Pfeiffer right off the rip. That bitch is dead. I think I'm gonna fuck Jamie Lee Curtis, and I'm gonna marry Sharon Stone.
Ah, okay. So yeah, you're gonna marry the trailer trash. I got you. I can see that. I can see that. Russ Bus, what you got?
Trailer trash.
Well, I'm gonna.
She looks trailer trashy though, dude. Come on, you know that. Go ahead, Russ.
But I'm going to kill Jamie Lee Curtis, although I do have to respect that body from the 80s. It was pretty banging. But the face would never really did it for me with her. So I'm going to kill her. I'm going to marry Sharon Stone, and I'm going to fuck Michelle Pfeiffer.
Dude, did you ever see her in Prom Night or Terror Train?
I've seen her in a lot of things. Her face just never has done it for me.
All right.
Okay. J Love, I think me and you are going to be on the same bus here, but go ahead. You go first.
We might be okay. I'm okay. It was Michelle, Sharon, and who? Jamie. Okay.
Jamie Lee Curtis, yeah.
Okay. I'm fucking Sharon Stone.
Okay.
I'm gonna kill Jamie Lee. She'll scream the whole fucking time because I mean, fucking Michael Myers and everybody else. But I am going to marry Michelle Pfeiffer.
I am bingo. We are exactly the same. Michelle Pfeiffer
Found
was.
it.
Yep, Michelle Pfeiffer. Yeah, she was. Yeah, she's the only reason I had a stiff sock under my bed while I was in high school.
Dude, I mean, her thing in Grease too, which was 81,
Yes.
82, whatever it was. I mean, that whole scene with her doing the whole Cool Rider thing when she got up on that ladder.
Bro, do y'all forget
Motherfucker.
Scarface?
No,
Yeah,
I
that's-
remember Scarface.
Oh my God! When
I
she's
do
coming
remember
down, when she's coming down the glass elevator, her doing
Yeah.
coke. Oh fuck, that was a turn on. I mean, dude, that's when I knew that was my favorite food. But when I saw her there, and then what was the other one where she was a teacher?
Dangerous Minds.
Dangerous Minds.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I mean,
She was
there's
like
just-
a former Marine or some shit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Michelle, I mean, I'm staring at her right now. She's looking at me like, "Leave your wife and come to me, Big Daddy." But anyway,
Okay, I've got an FMK. It's going to be 80s edition as well. It's going to be. I'm going to just leave it for Tristan to go ahead and do his research now, but we'll save it for later.
okay.
It's just blonde haired. It's going to be blonde haired chicks from the 80s, but they were all musicians.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll
Musician.
leave it at that.
Cool.
We'll leave it at that.
Well, let's just jump right in it. I think one of the most horrible things that you guys have put on our text thread,
OJ did it.
that it was just one of the worst things I've ever seen, and I went and I saw it. New Zealand is passing a new abortion law.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all, how many of you guys saw that? Was it you, J Love, that sent it? But
Yes,
I don't
sir,
know.
I sent that.
I don't know how
I
many
knew
of
that
you.
I knew that it would trigger you, so that's why I sent that.
Oh my goodness! All right, yes, this is New Zealand abortion bill. Get this. So, abortion will now be available on demand for any reason up to birth.
Mhm.
Sex selective abortion will be legalized, which means if we have a kid and I want a girl and it's a boy, we can kill it.
Yep, exactly.
So sex selective abortion will be legalized. The current 20-week limit for disability selective abortion will be scrapped, and abortion will be available up to birth for disabilities including cleft lip, clubfoot, and Down syndrome.
Yeah.
So if you think you got the shaft by the big guy above, you can get a coat hanger, and you don't even need a doctor. You don't need to go to any clinic. You don't need to go to a hospital. You can do this shit on your own in New Zealand to get rid of the kid, and it's legal. How in your right mind? I mean, and I'm going to try not to cuss a lot on this, but how the fuck can you wrap your head around something like that to where you don't even, and believe me, hey, your body, your choice, all that stuff, fine. If you want to kill babies, that's fine. But my thing is, she is saying you can stay in your apartment at whatever means necessary to get rid of that child. There's going to be more teen deaths than abortions.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, this ain't going to get out. I don't know. This is my take on that. I mean, I think it's disgusting. I think it's horrible. I think there's nothing right about this at all. There's no way she can defend that position to me. Period. Russ?
I guess I didn't pay close enough attention to our text thread. This is the first I'm actually hearing of it. And what it reminds me of is, you've got states like you had the former governor of Virginia, Northam, that's basically was saying similar things, like up until the moment of birth and even minutes afterwards. Just this world to me it's so sad because there's no moral compass. The idiotic things that the left leaning people in this country, in this world, are making normal, pedophilia, they're calling it late term abortion, things like this. It's just so perverse and sick and twisted. You don't know, you can't say what a woman is anymore. They don't define life as a baby with a heartbeat inside of a woman's stomach. That just hearing that made my stomach turn. I think we've talked about abortion before. We all have a little bit different take on it, but
right.
Yeah, and that's fine.
It's I'm all for the Plan B pill and the maybe the first before the heartbeat, if it's just an embryo, but life to me, yes, maybe starts at conception, but that right there you're just basically just murdering babies. I mean, that's just you just call it what it is. And to your point, Rick, you're going to have people trying to do their own abortions and killing themselves essentially. Now I don't know what New Zealand is and how their healthcare system is and what kind of access they'll have to do it safely, but that breaks my heart. That's just awful. Just terrible.
J-Love?
You know what? I mean, I'm in agreement with Russ, but at the same time, I mean, we could go round and round on this whole abortion thing, and the whole your body, your choice. Yeah, I get that, but
unless it's a vaccine.
Exactly. I was about to say that, but I'll yeah. But I mean, it does involve when you're talking about the life of another individual, bringing into this world as fucked up as it is. It takes two people. 99% of the time, the woman makes that decision. That man has nothing to do with said decision. And say that man wants to raise that child. He wants to bring a child into this world. He doesn't have a say in that.
Right.
I've seen so many videos of, your Planned Parenthood, which is just a fucking front anyway. We all know that's all about political gain, is what Planned Parenthood is. They don't do what they say, and it's all a farce. But I've seen so many videos of couples that go to said clinics, whether it be the county clinic, the city clinic, the barrio clinic, the fucking ghetto clinic, whatever the fuck the case may be. If you're going to see fucking Slim Joe Pimp Daddy in the fucking corner with a coat hanger, 9 out of 10 of those times, that fucking father is sitting there begging, please don't do this. Please don't do this. Please don't do this. Don't do this. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. But yet mama decides, no, this is what's best. This is my body. Again, it goes back to the my body, my choice.
Yeah.
And I get that, but it's in some cases, man, you got to bring that shit to the fucking dinner table and hash that shit out.
If you're a leader of your country, if you're a leader, if you're an elected leader, if you are getting paid to run, to govern, how
Like
in the
Zelensky.
fuck? How in the hell
Yeah.
can you sit there and go, hey, I'm changing I'm changing this abortion law. Why? I have no idea. I'm still trying to figure out how this helps anything. Abortion will now be available on demand for any reason up to birth. Sex-selective abortion will be legalized. What I don't understand what. Now we're not talking about my body, my choice, all that other shit. Now, if you're pregnant and it's a boy and you wanted a girl, you can kill it. Abortion will be available for up to birth for disabilities, cleft lip, clubfoot, Down syndrome, Good thing this shit wasn't around here. My parents would have got rid of me because of the size of my fucking nose. I mean, what you? I don't understand that. That's my thing. Yes, I understand the, your body, your choice. You can rally around all that bullshit and kill as many babies as you want. I'm fine with that. But now you're saying, okay, it's not about that. I'm gonna make it to where you don't even have to think about it. If you don't want a boy, if you wanted a girl, then let's kill this one and you can try again. So how many kids are you going to kill till you get your girl? Or shit like that. That's amazing to me. It's fucking astonishing.
I get that, but then keep in mind we might be reading into something that we're not seeing. We're not seeing the forest for the trees. And I'm trying to play devil's advocate here, but okay. I mean, I agree with you. I agree with you completely, Coach. I do. I just sent it. Like I said in the beginning, because I knew as soon as I sent this link to you that it was going to trigger something. And I'm not looking for an argument. I'm not looking for anything. I saw it and I said, you have to fucking be kidding me.
Yeah, I mean, this is and it's right. And at the bottom of it, whoever did this, they said this is just pure evil. Tristan, you're over there.
The fact of the matter is, let me say this real quick, and then we'll get to Tristan. The fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter. It's just no matter where we are, whether we're here in the U.S. or in this case New Zealand or whatever the case may be, this world is fucked up.
Oh yeah,
and we need to find Jesus somewhere. Whether we find him in the back of a squad car, the bottom of a jail cell, or whatever the fuck we do, we need to fucking find Jesus.
And I want to get to Tristan because Tristan is and we know, and, we're good with it. Tristan is of the mindset that he doesn't give a shit as long as it doesn't bother him. He doesn't care as long as it doesn't affect him. He doesn't care. Right. I'm asking for your opinion. I know you don't care about it, Tris.
No, but I think you get to a point in a pregnancy where it's like, I mean, you get so far along, you might as well have the motherfucker and just and put it up for adoption. Like if you really don't want it that bad, but you get that far along, it's like just have the damn thing and then just put it in the adoption thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, well, this lady, this is her new law. It's the New Zealand abortion bill. It's a bill. Literally pass it. I mean, do you agree with this bill? Is this okay with you?
I hate these questions.
It's just pretty simple.
What is can you read it again?
You bet I will.
Read the headline. Read the headline.
New Zealand abortion bill. Abortion will now be available on demand for any reason up to birth. Sex-selective abortion will be legalized, and you can even have an abortion up to birth for disabilities, including cleft lip, clubfoot, and Down syndrome.
Nah, I think that's kind of wild.
Yeah, that's too fucking much.
Well, did you see that bitch? That fucking cunt looked like fucking Iggy Pop in drag.
Yes,
because you get to a point where it's like you're generalizing it instead of because I'm all for women that get raped having abortions. That's I don't give a fuck if the baby's about to be born and she wants to abort it. Fuck it. That's really where I am with women getting raped and shit, and if they don't want to have the baby, then they shouldn't have to have it.
Here's the go ahead.
But then when you start to get to where it's hey, you can try to have a kid, but if it's not the sex you want, you can just try over. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah, or he's got a hair lip, or he's got 3 nipples, or he's got 12 toes. Or some shit like that.
Yeah. Okay, well, could be a swimmer if he's got 12 toes. It'd be like Michael Phelps.
Yeah, right. True.
The thing that I can't wrap my mind around when you start talking about this subject, the same people that advocate for these abortions, late-term abortions, are the same vegan, woke, Whole Foods eating. Oh my God, you harmed an animal and it felt pain when you killed it. So why are you eating a steak? These are the same idiots using the same logic, but one's a human and one's an animal. That is absolutely asinine. It is just
we're all
it's
animals.
asinine. Yes, but here's the other thing. Here's the other thing. So when you were talking about, hey, a man in an abortion clinic doesn't have a say. Well, he can't opt out of paying 18 years of child support either. So he has no choice in that matter. That's a totally different subject.
Yep.
But when we're talking about abortions and abortion clinics in this country, what they do in another country doesn't bother me as much because they have their own parliament, their own whatever. I think it's gross and disgusting, but it kind of like to Tristan's point, it doesn't affect me and it's in New Zealand. But here when we started doing Roe versus Wade and before that, where were all the abortion clinics placed in this country? Can anybody tell me?
Yeah,
They're
in
placed
black
in
neighborhoods.
ghettos and black neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And why? Because the founder of Planned Parenthood, what was her end goal? She even said it. It's documented. It's to eradicate the black baby.
Eradicate the black baby. Yeah.
I mean, if
Martha something.
Basically, it's still Margaret Sanger, and it is still
that one.
It's still to this day is the biggest form of racism, just wrapped up in it's a women's choice, right? No, it's racism, and it's 2023 almost, and people don't realize that they're still basically being enslaved by these type of people. It's just they wrap it in a pretty bow and say, "Oh, it's freedom of choice and it's my health care." No, it isn't. You're killing a baby. You're trying to eradicate poor people out of your society or people that you deem to be beneath you, and that's what it really boils down to. It's disgusting. It really is.
The other thing that I have, the other problem I have with that is that it doesn't affect us right now. Right now, it doesn't affect you. Right now, it doesn't affect any of us. But all it takes is for some idiot, for somebody here to look over there and go, hey, this is happening over there. It makes sense. We should adopt it over here. And now they start pushing that shit over here. So now it does affect us. It affects who we are. It affects all of that. I just thought it was fucking disgusting. It's way. This is probably the worst thing you've ever sent me, and I'm glad you did, Justin. But it's probably the worst thing that I have read to date. After, by the way, we're on episode 27 here of Whiskey and Wisdom, but this is probably the worst fucking thing you've sent, and it took me a good hour to wrap my head around it. And I wanted to get
you worse.
I wanted to get it in and out and done so we could move on. That's why I wanted to start with it.
Hey, one last thing I want to ask.
Go ahead, buddy.
I want to ask y'all one last thing. You say it hasn't affected us yet. How do you know? How do you really know it hadn't affected you? How do you know that somebody that was aborted 50 years ago?
Well, that's what I'm saying, because you said, well, it doesn't affect me, it doesn't affect us. Well, no, it might already have its claws in our society, or if not, it will. It can be.
It does.
It's not a matter of if, it's when.
Yeah, exactly.
They could have aborted somebody that had a cure for all diseases, and they left them on the cold floor of a freaking clinic 60 years ago.
Well, just remember that most diseases are man-made anyway. So
correct. No, I know that.
I mean, you're not going to make money off of AIDS was man-made and this, that, and the other. They had the cure for that shit back in the late 70s, but their mindset was like, we're not going to make money off of a dead person. So, and it's funny how future proofs past kind of thing. There's so many movies and I never really saw the correlation, but speaking about the Matrix, last episode, it kind of sparked something to really think about so many movies and Hollywood is as big of a fucking pedophile ring that place is. But the fact that there's so many movies that will target on something that it might not have happened yet, but it's about to happen. Yeah. Taking for instance, the whole Men in Black thing. Donnie sent us a link earlier today, yesterday. That I heard of the dude and I'd read a little bit about him, but that really blew my mind, because you're sitting here and you're thinking.
Did you dive into that video and watch the whole thing?
Oh yeah, it was insane.
So he said he said that they had a stick, and it was just a stick, and that they could point it at the target, and the target would kill over, and they would die because of it, electromagnetic pulse or whatever.
Yeah, that's like some Harry Potter shit.
But the crazy part is in the actual Men in Black movie, what did they have? They had a wand.
Yeah, that
Dick.
mind eraser thing.
But it's mind
Yeah,
eraser.
exactly. Yep.
So that's the crazy thing. Like a lot of movies today, and really for a long time, take little bits of what's probably happening now or happening in the future and put them in movies. That way, when we see it, we're not shocked. We're not like, oh gosh. So why do you
Exactly.
think like we've had so many space movies and alien movies over the last?
What's that stupid cartoon that you always watch, Russell? You and my wife.
Futurama.
No,
What? Family Guy?
yeah, Family Guy. Yeah, they're like 5 years ahead of everything. They're predicting
that's-
everything to the minute.
That's The Simpsons, but
That's The Simpsons.
Oh,
yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
But they're both the same essentially. You got a big fat fucking dad and then a dumbass kid and that's still in the 4th grade, and I mean it's typical white America.
Yeah.
I mean it's what they're trying to say. It's fucking
Yeah.
it makes no sense.
Hey, Russell,
Yes, sir.
why don't you tell us about the Brittany Griner? The dude came home to Waco and had a reception, didn't he? Tell everybody how that went.
Well, it went over really well. I mean, everybody got to say congratulations to Brittany or Bryce or whatever his name is.
I'm going with Brantley.
Brantley.
Yeah.
I think they reported a whole 20 people showed up for the celebration.
That's amazing.
Hey, but here's the other thing. I dug into this a little bit deeper, and it quadrupled the total attendance for any WNBA game this whole season. So, hey, congrats, Brittany. Welcome.
Yeah, the movement is real. The movement is real. I mean, Brittany, he's making waves. I'm telling you. Congratulations.
This whole move, I don't understand it, but then at the same time, this does not surprise me with this administration. Now they are riding those coattails about we're not going to forget about Paul Whelan. We're not going to forget about Paul Whelan. That motherfucker has been there for over 4 years. Now, granted, he's done some shady fucking shit, and he's not exactly the poster boy for being in the military. But the fact of the matter is, he's still a serviceman. Fucking that cunt nugget ain't done nothing but throw a fucking round ball through a net hoop. And then she wasn't that good at it to begin with.
Yeah,
So
I
think
just-
about y'all will remember this, and I brought this up to you, Coach, the other day at work. So the Obama administration, they let out a guy that was a service member.
Greatest
released
president
him.
ever.
Yeah, freaking Barry, man, he's cool. Barry and Michael, but they released. They got a prisoner swap like 7 Gitmo detainees terrorists for Bo Bergdahl, a service member that deserted his post and tried to join the fucking Taliban. And they let him out and let 7 terrorists out of Gitmo in exchange. So this isn't the first time these fuck nuggets or douche canoes or whatever
Douche canoes.
that these people they it's just a slap in the face to our national security. It's and there were service members across the country that were pissed off about that one, and this one's probably not as bad because it's one person versus 7.
Well,
that they're swapping for.
An even larger slap in the face, I think, is the fact that we had Zelensky, who's one of the biggest fucking pedophiles on the fucking planet, on American soil, and yet Biden sits him down and says that, and again, I do not think that Time Magazine has awarded him the whole fucking Man of the Year bullshit like they did Hitler back in 1931 or whatever it was. But the simple fact that we bring this fucking we bring this dumb fucktard on American soil, and he sits down with the paper president that he is, and paper president recites, and I quote, you're the man of the year in the United States of America. Who the fuck says that? What the fuck is wrong with you?
So was Hitler at one point in time. So I mean, I don't.
You know what?
Somebody
He's
could've-
fucking at least.
Hey,
fucking
but he was here
Hitler-
asking. He was here asking for $45 billion more, wasn't he? That's what he was
Well,
doing
besides-
here.
yeah. Not just
Well,
not just that, but
he wanted to put a peace speech at the end of the FIFA World Cup, World Championships, whatever it is, and Dubai was like, "Nah, we're good. Like, no thanks." And he was like, "What? Peace is great." And they're like, "Yeah, no, we're good." Like,
not your piece.
yeah.
Well, a lot of people don't know, and if you do some digging on Ukraine and Zelensky, I didn't even know this, but I did some digging on him, and he actually has imprisoned preachers. He's banned a denomination of Christianity in the Ukraine, imprisoned them. He is such a corrupt, evil
Oh, of
person.
course.
They're all
And all he's-
Luciferian.
I mean,
Yeah, they're
he's
literally
basically a money launderer for Friedman and the Democrats.
yes,
That too.
yeah.
Okay,
I- I-
okay, okay. Hold on. Back the fuck up.
Wait,
All y'all
wait,
back
did
up.
you Did you do what are we drinking?
Yeah, it's 7:30.
My bad. I'm drinking Buffalo Trace. I'm late. I'm sorry. I had something.
About I know what you were doing. Did you wash your hands? No. Okay. Hey,
Well, hopefully you weren't doing that, Donnie. Hopefully
what?
it's the other way around.
Hey, easy.
Big dog.
Yeah. He's a money launderer. Go back. Tell me about Zelensky again,
So
because he was here asking for $45 billion more dollars. He was named
Basically-
Time Magazine's Man of the Year right alongside Hitler. Who? Tell me about
money
Zelensky.
laundering was Bankman Fried and the Democrats and FTX token. And they sent him money. He sent it to Bankman Fried. Bankman Fried sent it back to the Democrats. It's hard to prove right now. That was one of the things that was going to come up in the Congress hearings. And 33 hours before he was testifying, they arrested him. They knew he was going to be testifying in front of Congress, which would have made the case easier.
Yeah.
Like if he testifies and lies, it's easier. Also, if he testifies, they have more on him. But somehow he was arrested before then. They've asked questions why. They were like, "Oh, well, the warrant was issued at 10:30 and we executed it at 11." And that
Yeah.
never happened. I mean, never happens.
Well, because
It
he,
is-
what is it? 62 members of Congress and Democrats
oh, yeah.
that he gave money to, and like that. This I call him Beto because he's not a real Mexican. He
No.
is one of those fucktards.
He was number 2 in donations next to
$1 million,
Um,
right?
Well, he was a lot more than that. That's
Was
only
it?
what's recorded. That's only what's recorded.
Oh, that's
But
only
he
what's
was number two.
returned.
He's number 2 in donations next to George Soros.
Wow. Okay.
Well,
All
Soros
right.
is so far ahead because his is all
Mhm.
backdoor stuff. You can't even know where most of his is going. Like,
Well, same with this. I mean, there's a lot. I think that there's a lot more that's going to come out of this, and there's a lot more people that are going to be, unfortunately, hurt by this.
sure.
Your Tom Brady's and all your Steph Curry's, of course, they're pieces of shit anyway. But Giselle's, and again, I think that Giselle and Tom split because of money. It wasn't anything else. It had to do nothing with his retirement or nothing. I think that there's a lot deeper. There's videos of Tom and Sam floating around, and Tom's showing this, "Hey, we're about to do this. This is it," and then Sam realizes that he's recording, and then he just jets off camera. And Tom's like, "Hey, where are you going, dude?" So, yeah, it all smells south of cheese, big time.
So what about this stimulus bill? What's going on with it? You guys
You
started
mean
this?
passed?
Huh?
You mean the one that's passed? And like
It
Donnie
hasn't
and I were
passed yet.
saying,
No, it
Yeah,
hasn't
And
passed.
like Donnie and I were, well, I'm saying it passed because I'm not fucking stupid. It's going to pass.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
That's
pass
the
it always
shitty
is.
thing.
It
But
needs some
the
Democrats to vote against it. But it's a $1.7 trillion spending bill. It's got over
and that's just
4,000
what's on the
pages.
table.
Yeah,
1.7 trillion.
yeah.
Trillion with
Which-
a T.
Which is about half of our normal budget. So this is an additional spending bill. They've done it the last 3 or 4 years, right at the end of the year. And the senator for Kentucky, Rand Paul, he predicted this like a month ago. He was like,
Yep,
"Hey,
I watched it.
on the 16th or 18th, they're gonna come up with a bill. It's gonna be over $1 trillion. They're gonna push it through." So it's
At 1:30 in the
4,000 plus
morning.
pages. I think I can't even tell you how many different random things are getting done. They're building a $3 billion trail park for Michelle Obama in Georgia. Like, the stuff that's going on with it is just
You mean Michael?
whatever. I mean, the stuff that is in the bill is crazy. I mean,
It's ridiculous. And
Yeah.
for simple folks like us that we dig, we research, but yet we don't really dig in between the crevices. And there's so many pages of unhidden shit that we have no idea where a lot of that money is going. But I guarantee you, when Donnie and myself were talking about this is just what's on the table, that 1.7 trillion is going to almost double with the undisclosed funds that you don't see on the surface.
sure.
And then people are going to be like, well, where'd that money come from? Oh, this was in that stimulus bill. No, it wasn't.
There's at
And
least
it,
there's at least 575 million for family planning area where population growth threatens biodiversity. So what they're basically saying is big cities are going to get money to help lower the population. That, raise plants.
Bill Gates has been
lower
trying to do
population.
that shit for years.
Oh yeah, I mean
Case
don't
in
remember
point,
what summit.
COVID.
I think there was a summit in like 2008 or 2010, and they discussed overpopulation, which I actually agree with. I think if you look at the scales, we're growing so exponentially fast, we're not going to be able to keep up with food sources and land
See,
management.
and Elon thinks the complete opposite.
Well, he
he
thinks
thinks
the
the
opposite
complete
because
opposite.
he thinks we need to move forward into interplanetary diversity. So he wants to grow because he wants to move to Mars and get people set up on Mars, move to the moon, get people set up on the moon, things like that. And I do understand that. That's a very interesting theory that says the more people we have, the greater chance we have to survive because we will be breeding faster. So our genomes will adjust to different things like space travel, like G-forces, anti-gravity, things that we're training, spacemen or, astronauts, whatever you want to call them, things that we're doing to
Aliens.
help them, our genomes will go faster and we'll have a better chance to make that jump from a single planet to a multi-planet habitat.
So there's a stimulus bill that's going to get passed for 1.7 trillion. If you
More than
tell
one.
me, and I'm an idiot, all I'm doing, I've got a mic and I've got you guys here explaining. If you tell me it's a stimulus bill, what it means to me is that you're going to put this money into circulation to stimulate our economy. But if you're going to
What economy?
if you're going to build a $3 billion trail for Mike Obama, that's not stimulating anything. Like, I'm really fucking confused.
Keep in mind we are out of money. We ran out of money fucking decades ago.
Yeah,
We
we're
just
borrowing
keep
from
printing
China.
shit.
Yeah.
We keep printing shit. We keep printing shit that we don't have.
Right.
This is what JFK was against from the beginning, and this is why I've always been, you could say the
Well,
whole.
that's why they got rid of
theorist
him.
all you- well, exactly. You could say the whole conspiracy theorist all you want, but we all know And I know personally folks that were there that everything that was laid out in front of us began the demise of the American Constitutional Republic. I mean, the Constitutional Republic died that day. And everything that we've been seeing from then on out has been just one gigantic fucking movie. And I keep saying, and I mean, Rick, I know that you follow me sometimes on Facebook. I
Yep.
always at times I'm like, you'll love how this movie ends, because you will. We may not know it, we may not see it, but this movie is going to end with a big fucking bang, and everyone's going to be like, what the fuck just happened? Because everything leading up to this, I mean, from JFK, RFK, who I think had a hand in having his brother killed, but that's beside the point. There's just so much that we could fucking dig into. There's so much that we could fucking dig into, man. And then fucking paper President Biden, Pedo Joe himself, releases all these documents, but they're redacted. You can't read half the shit that's on them. So I mean, that's not a released document. I mean, we're sitting there looking at a fucking a black sheet of paper, and every other word is like, and this, that, the, and how are we gonna fucking know? And the fact of the matter is that, the fact of the matter is that everyone that just so happened to be in the vicinity or whatever on, you know, the whole Nightmare on Elm Street bullshit and the Daily Closet bullshit back in '63. All them motherfuckers are dead. Fuck them. They're fucking worm food by now. Who gives a shit? So everything that we're seeing, let me backtrack. Everything that was released, we're not really seeing everything that was released then. And we're protecting particular organizations that begin with that you just form 3 letters, whether it be the CIA or the FBI or whatever. We're protecting those. So everything that was released by Pedo Joe, we're still not able to see everything. So
they're not only protecting the alphabet crew, they're protecting the confidence in the general public. People like Tristan, people that weren't around. I mean, I wasn't around when Nixon was shot. I don't know, but as a country, you don't want to know that your government is offing your president. It's like, that seems pretty harsh. Like, I know we all.
I love that Donnie always uses me as the example.
Well, but you're the youngest one on the show. Listen, I'm not saying that because of your, saying you're millennial or your views. I'm saying because you're the youngest one in the group. I know us four don't remember it because we weren't there, but we heard it a lot growing up.
Right.
You didn't hear that growing up. I'm sure growing up you never heard about the Kennedy assassination, and you just studied it in school, and then it was gone. At least that's how my daughter is. Who's about your age. So anyway, what they're saying is they don't want the future generations to know how corrupt they are. Our generation knows it, but your generation overall has faith in the government, or I think you do.
Well, see, and this goes back to the whole, eliminating the population. And I don't think that they expand on that completely. What they mean by eliminating the population, they want to eliminate the existing population. So those that are coming up, whether it be our offspring or folks like Tristan and such, they don't know. And
they can control and they can brainwash.
Exactly. They have literally been programmed to believe in this. And
that's a better word. Thank you, Jayla. Programmed. Yeah. That's a better word. Yeah. 100%. Russ, go ahead, because we're going to move on to something else.
I want to simplify this because you asked, like you were saying, basically how you don't understand what they're doing. So to put it and to even talk about Tristan and hey, I don't care and how's this going to affect me? It's pretty simple. It's simple economics, right? It's like you have a Cap One credit card, right? And say the credit card is the United States has a credit card. It's $10,000. That's your limit. Well, you max the credit card out. Instead of paying the credit card off with your taxpayer revenue, you just increase your credit limit. and then you increase it again, and you increase it again until the point where when you increase your credit limit and your balance gets higher, what happens? Your minimum payment goes up, right?
Right.
So who's paying that minimum payment? The taxpayers. That's us. We're paying the minimum payment, and every time they do this, it gets higher and higher, and we're paying that. You know, yeah, you're basically that minimum payment, which is the American taxpayers. Every time we have inflation, higher taxes, we're just basically paying that credit card, that minimum balance on a credit card, that monthly payment. That, to keep it simple for what they're doing. Yes, they're doing all kinds of fucked up shit. They're shitting that bill that has no business being in there, and we'll never know what it is. But basic economics is they're basically just raising the credit limit. The minimum payment's getting bigger, and our taxes are going up, and our inflation's going up, and it's going to cost everybody sitting on this podcast more money out of taxes. And that's the simple breakdown of what's happening.
Yeah,
And
I've already given up on my soda.
And that will affect you.
And it will affect you.
Tristan?
If you're worried about your Social Security, and then it will. If you're not,
It should be.
it won't be.
Well, the fact of the matter is that I don't think that Tristan is worried about his Social Security, but he should be.
We'll be dead by that point.
No, you won't.
What are we dying from? Hang on, I want to hear what we're dying from.
Yes.
Global warming.
I'm hoping it's at the hands of Donnie.
Whoa.
I mean,
Whoa.
I could create.
Holy shit.
It's possible Elon could hire me as the CEO of Twitter because he's looking. Then I could parlay that into
Can
something.
I be your assistant?
Oh, of course. Then I could parlay it into something at DARPA.
No, because we
And-
Twitter wants to eliminate.
Hang on,
all the
wait, let me
problems like
get my-
Tristan.
Let me get my conspiracy theory out. CEO of Twitter, parlay to
Yeah.
DARPA. They've already created worm hoops, but I extrapolate and create a big one and I kill us all. Tristan's like, yeah.
As long as
He's
I'm
not even
involved.
listening.
Oh, I lost him in wormholes.
So we're going to do number 2 here.
What did I miss on the first one? Who was the first
You
one?
missed. We went back to the 80s, bud. We had 80s women as they were in the 80s.
Okay.
Michelle Pfeiffer, Jamie Lee Curtis, and Sharon Stone.
Oh, God.
As they
That's
looked.
easy. That's
Huh?
easy.
Go ahead.
Jamie Lee Curtis is dead.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sharon Stone, I'm fucking her because of Basic Instinct.
Okay.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
J Love, I told you, me, you, and Donnie were exactly the
Yeah.
3 oldest dudes on here were exactly the same. Yes.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yes.
She was in so many fucking good movies. From Scarface.
Fell in love with her when she was doing coke on Scarface. Oh my god.
Dude,
What was
pound
the-
it.
Do you like babies?
What was the movie she was in with Mel Gibson?
Like kids?
Was it Mel Gibson or is it
Mel Gibson.
Sylvester Stallone? I don't remember. She
Are,
was
are
in
you talking about the
hang
specialist?
on.
The
Yeah.
specialist was with Sharon Stone and fucking
was Sharon
Sly.
Stone.
Yeah.
Hang on,
Alright,
no, she was in something else.
I love
Here
her
we
in
go.
Casino personally.
Oh, she was in Catwoman.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Where's she like Michael Keaton?
Sticking with
Oh,
movies.
no. It was Tequila Sunrise. 88.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sticking with
Shit.
movies, we're
Kurt
gonna
Russell.
go probably
Not
one
Kurt
of
Russell.
the.
Yeah, no, it was Kurt Russell.
Where are we?
No, it wasn't.
One
Kurt
of
Russell.
the. Huh?
Was that your music playing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. When I do that.
Shut
Let me
the
just-
fuck up.
All right.
Is it a fuck Mary kill?
Yeah, it's a fuck Mary kill. We got another fuck Mary
yeah.
kill. Okay.
Hurry up, I gotta
And-
go get some ice.
I did this. I did this one because it was one of the first iconic woman to woman kisses in cinematic.
Denise Richards and Naomi Campbell.
It was. I think it was after that or before. I wasn't sure, but anyway, we're gonna go to the movie called Cruel Intentions.
Oh
Okay.
shit.
Oh, yeah.
All right. We've got obviously Buffy the Vampire, Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Geller.
Hitler.
All right. And this is at that time, not what they look like today or anything. It's at that time. Sarah Michelle Gellar, and she kissed Selma Blair in that
Oh, yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
And then in another Cruel Intention, we have Reese Witherspoon making her appearance. So we've got Selma Blair, Sarah
Oh, this
Michelle
is
Gellar.
boring.
I got it.
and well, at least it's an FMK
I got it.
and a Reese Witherspoon. All right, Donnie, go ahead.
Killing Reese Witherspoon. Like, she's the least out of the three. She's really basic. She was good in other movies, but she was a standby in that one.
She was great as June
Sarah
Carter.
Michelle Gellar gets married. She was the total fucking package. And then Selma Blair, God,
Mm.
at that point, nobody was hotter, but she fell off. I know I got to go with that time period, but I still think if you look at both of them, you can tell Selma Blair was going to crash and Gellar was going to go up. So I got to stick with the one going on the train ride up.
Russ, what you got?
All right, I'm gonna grab some
Well,
ice.
I'm gonna take a different approach here.
I'm probably with you, Russ.
Selma Blair does not do it for me. I'm sorry.
There you go.
I'm
There you go.
killing her. I'm killing her. I'm gonna fuck Reese Witherspoon because she plays June Carter also in Walk the Line, and
That's what that
I want
said.
to I want to get rhythm with her, and for Johnny Cash, and then
You want to build
Sarah
one,
Michelle-
you want to build one part at a time.
That's right. And then obviously Sarah Michelle Gellar, she's the total package. I'm marrying her. I'm all in.
J Love.
See, I'm the opposite. I probably I'm definitely marrying Reese because of the whole June Carter thing. You can't walk no line, that kind of thing. But
Love
and I'd walk her line.
Me too.
That fucking goddamn probably looks like an Arby's sandwich, but either way, after her, I'm going to
He's got
kill.
the meat.
Yeah, exactly. Probably flaps around.
Moving
like
on.
that motherfucker. I'm gonna. No, yeah, she would say Jesus Christ. I'm gonna fuck Selma. I'm gonna fuck Selma Blair. I'm killing Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Oh no.
Well, you know what? I mean, I'm just killing her because she's got a fucked up nose, and the shit don't look right. It looks like her fucking nose has Down syndrome. So
So as far as I'm concerned,
fucktard.
as far as I'm concerned, Selma Blair, I'm gonna have to get rid of her because she doesn't seem very stable. Like she would kind of be all over the place, and I
Like
can't
the others do.
and I can't. No, just let me just bear with me. So Selma Blair, I'd have to get rid of her. Reese Witherspoon would be that one-time fuck because she doesn't seem like she's ever really been hammered the right
She's got
way.
great nipples though.
And
Great
so
nipples.
that would be, and of course Sarah Michelle Gellar, she would be. I would have to marry her because she was the bad bitch, and I really, really, really dig that. So anyway, that was our second and final FMK of the night. We're now.
No, remember, I got another one.
Oh yeah, you do. Mine are gone.
Yeah.
We are
What was that?
we're an hour and 10 minutes in, so we've still got plenty of time here
Fuck,
to
plenty of
play with
time.
you
Fuck.
guys and
All these
educate
motherfuckers
you.
are still up trying to. They're, you know what? A lot of these motherfuckers that are tuning in are trying to figure out where to put that elf on the shelf. So
Yes, Elf on
Trying
the
to find
Shelf.
what?
Jeez.
I said a lot of these motherfuckers that are tuning in are probably trying to figure out where to put that elf on the shelf, myself included.
I'm going to ask you guys a question here. Take your time thinking about it, but I want to
10
know
inches.
what your top three. And again, it's because we had this conversation, J Love, about Less Than Zero. Your top three Christmas movies. If it was just going to be you, or your bottle of scotch or your bottle of whiskey, you're in your cave, and you're going to watch three Christmas movies. What would be your top three Christmas movies? And let's kind of go in order here. I want to hear one at a time, starting with probably the number 3 movie. I'll give you mine first.
Okay.
My third number 3 movie would be Less Than Zero, J-Love. That would be my Christmas movie because during that movie they did go back for the Christmas break and it was just, and I just remember that movie vividly, and so that would be my number 3 movie for me.
Okay.
J-Love, what do you got for your number 3 Christmas movie?
Oh shit. It you know what? Since you threw that out there, it's fucked up because my list I already had in my head, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going with this. But since you went with that, probably Die Hard.
Okay.
Which
one?
It's a Christmas movie.
Which one?
It's a Christmas movie. There is no other one. Yeah.
It's just Die Hard, motherfucker.
Die Hard. I love it. I love it. So my number 3 is Less Than Zero. Yours is Die Hard. Donnie, what's your number 3 Christmas movie?
I'm gonna go with Home Alone.
Nice.
That's my number 3.
That's a classic.
It's a
That's
good one.
You guys ready? Are you thirsty for more?
Ross, what do you got for number 3?
Well, J-Lo kind of stole mine, but he went first, and I was going to go Die Hard as well as my number 3.
I got you. That's
And
fair enough.
it is a Christmas movie.
It is.
Totally.
Tristan, what's your number 3 Christmas movie of all time?
So
Barney Goes Christmas.
Leave him alone. And you wonder why he doesn't speak. You guys, there's no bullying in this podcast. Go ahead, Tristan. I'm going to mute these motherfuckers. I promise you. Go ahead, Tristan. What's your number 3 movie?
number 3 is gonna be the Grinch, but it's not the animated version. It's the
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey?
Yes.
Jim Carrey.
Okay.
That's a good
I
one.
love
I'll
it.
give him credit.
It is a good one.
I love it. Number 2 for
He
me.
wanted to expose the Illuminati, so
There you go. Number 2 for me, it's probably one of the, because it has one of the top Halloween costumes for any man, any male, everywhere. My number 2 would be Christmas Vacation with Jimmy. You know, it's got the uncle out there with the white robe.
yeah. Okay.
So I'm going to go with
Okay.
Christmas Vacation, number 2. That's
All
my
right.
number 2. J-Love,
All
what do you
right.
got for your number 2, buddy?
Bad Santa. Bad.
Bro,
I could have guessed
Bro.
it. I should have guessed it.
Bad Santa
Damn
with
it.
fucking
I
Billy
need to
Bob
go-
Thornton.
Billy
I need to
Bob
go
is the
second
best,
this time.
dude. I love that guy.
Hey, Russ, you need to go get a fucking chick with big tits and put her in the fucking hot tub and the whole fucking Santa thing.
Hey, bro,
So,
I need to
Hey,
come to
let's
your
go.
house and watch. I need to come to
Let's
your
go.
house and watch Christmas movies because that was literally my fucking number 2. I swear to God on my
hey,
life.
Hey,
bring your ass over.
Damn it!
Bring your ass
Soulmates.
over.
it's
Donnie?
a unanimous decision.
Hey,
because
I wanna-
that's my number 2.
Really? Bad Santa
Oh, yeah.
for 3 of y'all.
There you go.
I want to go before J-Love next time.
Okay, you will.
No,
Tristan,
Bad
what's your
Santa.
number 2?
Bad
Mine
Santa
is-
because she's going, fuck me, Santa, fuck me, Santa, fuck me, Santa.
Hey, R.I.P. Bernie Mac and fucking god dang, what's his name?
The little dude.
Three's Company.
The little dude.
When we get done
No,
tonight,
Three's
you know what I'm
Company.
watching,
John
right?
Ritter.
Y'all-
John Ritter.
Y'all know what I'm watching when we get done tonight, you fucks.
Bad Santa.
Tristan, Tristan,
Jenna
what,
Jameson.
Tristan, what's your number 2?
Elf with Will Ferrell.
Gay.
Also a good one. That had my honorable mention.
No bullying, Jayla.
That had my honorable mention.
I do love that movie. That fucking dick.
And my
you
number
know what?
1.
He
Huh?
campaigned for Beto, so fuck that douche canoe. So,
I know.
Now it's time for our number 1s. These are our number 1 top Christmas movie for all of us of all time. For me,
It's a
the
wonderful
coach,
life.
will be Die Hard. That is my number 1. Going to Die Hard. That's
okay.
my number 1.
Okay.
I've got
All
Die
right.
Hard, and I've got
right.
Christmas Vacation, and I've got Less Than Zero. I have covered the
Nice.
gamut.
Are you sure?
I think I have. I mean,
we could throw fucking gremlins in there.
J Love, what is your number one, buddy?
Hold on.
Oh no,
No, it's fucking
wait,
Russ
no,
first.
Justin, no, Justin, Russ,
No, sir.
you're number one.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
so this might actually be blasphemy to you, J Love, but I'm just gonna put it out there.
This
My
motherfucker.
favorite Christmas movie, and I don't know if you've
Passion
seen
of the
it.
Christ.
Iron
No,
Man 3.
no. If you haven't seen this, J Love, I'm coming to your house tonight with a 12-pack of beer, and we're gonna watch this fucking movie.
Zombie
Bad
Strippers
Come to
Live.
my place.
No, Bad
Yeah.
Santa 2,
Yeah,
in my opinion, is better than Bad Santa 1.
Wow.
If you have not seen this movie with Kathy Bates and Billy Bob Thornton,
True story.
those two
True
together
story.
are
Yes, sir.
it's some of the funniest shit you've ever
Yeah.
seen in your life. I may watch it tonight.
Yes, sir.
You're
It is
kidding
And the
me.
fu-
It
Unbelievable.
also has
fuck up-
Christina Hicks in it, who is
Yes.
super hot redhead.
Hot.
yes. And the
Hell, I
fucked
might
up thing
drive.
is-
I might drive down to the river and watch it with you.
The fucked
yeah.
up thing, the fucked up thing is with the whole Bad Santa too is a lot of that shit was it was deadpan, but then at the same time it was so ad lib, so it was so very, dare I say, Will Ferrell, but there was so much shit in that fucking movie that was unscripted.
Billy Bob
What
does
she
a
calls-
lot.
What she called him shit.
He's
She
known
called
for
him
that.
shit. She called him shit stick because he always tried to stick it in his girlfriend's asses, and his mom's calling him that.
All right, J Love, what's your number
Oh
one?
my, number one of all time. Oh my god, I'm sorry, and it's a staple. It's a staple every fucking year. There's a list that we go down, and
Yep.
and we have to watch, and I'm gonna throw them out here. There's Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas. It's an old Jim Henson thing from the
Yeah.
fucking early 80s. We have to throw that out there. Then we have to throw fucking Die Hard. We have to throw It's a Wonderful Life.
Okay.
It just has to. It's
Out of
just there.
respect.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But and there we go. But I mean, the most. I mean, out of everything, it's Christmas Vacation all the way, all the way, all the fucking way, man,
I love it.
all the fucking way.
I love it. I love it.
He's
Donnie?
also got
Are you
a-
serious, Clark?
Yeah.
I bought a fucking shirt. Get this. I bought a fucking shirt at Bucky's. I was looking for gifts the other day, the whole Secret Santa thing that you do at work.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, that's for him. This is for me. That's for him. This is for me. And
You shop like I do.
yeah, right. I found
how I shop.
I found a fucking shirt, fucking t-shirt, green fucking t-shirt, big old fucking hat like Cousin Eddie, and it just says, "Are you serious, Clark?" That's all it fucking says. And I wore it to work the other day when we had our Christmas party, and a few people got it, but the most of them they were like, "What does that mean?" And I'm like, "Yeah, just shut the fuck up, get away from me.
I love
I don't even work with you." So it was great. It was.
I wore
fucking
my.
great.
I have one with all the Griswolds a few years ago for my ugly sweater party, and it was a hit. But same thing, a bunch of younger people like, "What the fuck is that?" I'm like,
Yeah, fuck 'em.
Yeah.
"Get away
Nice,
with me,
nice.
Get away
Donnie,
from me."
Donnie, give us your number one.
I'm going off the rails here, and it's because I was such
Sound
a
of Music.
No, I was such a fan of Bill Murray and
Scrooge.
Scrooge.
Oh yeah, Scrooge.
Yes.
When I
Pretty
saw
good.
that, I was like,
Yeah.
"Holy cow!" Acting wise, he killed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I couldn't
Made the
sleep the other
movie.
night, and that was on.
Yeah.
made it from arrogant asshole to fucking redemption. And I mean, when Bill Murray
So
was
it's like-
in his prime,
it's like
there wasn't
Coach.
anybody better.
There you go.
Yeah.
If you guys, even you guys listening, if y'all get a chance, you guys understand this. Y'all need to go watch the SNLs in the 70s and the 80s.
I've gone back and watched all of them.
Those SNLs
Yeah.
are fucking money, dude. Those are
Yep.
money.
If you
They
haven't
might be
watched
funny
Stripes,
now, but those are
If you haven't
classics.
watched
man.
Stripes, go watch
Yes.
Stripes
Yeah, lighten up,
Stripes.
Francis.
and be done. Like,
Yeah.
Yep.
If anybody touches my stuff, I kill you. Lighten up, Francis.
That fucking movie was fucking classic.
All right, let's go. Hey, wait a minute. We got one more left. The number one
What?
top-rated Christmas movie of all time for our man, the Millennial Vampire, is what?
Mine is actually the same thing as Jay loves. It's the National Lampoon's Vacation Christmas.
My
That's
dude.
my number
It's
two. Y'all's
my
number one. I
fucking
love
dude.
it.
It's
Yep.
the greatest Christmas movie ever.
It is. It fucking is. And Beverly D'Angelo's fucking tits in that movie are fucking banging.
Yes.
Me and my dad used to watch it every year. So
I mean, you know what? Mad respect to your father, man. That's fucking awesome. It's funny because what you just mentioned, Tristan, I do with my kids, and it's crazy because my daughter, who's 19, reminds me every year, "Hey, Dad, are we watching this? Are we watching this? Are we watching this?" And then I'm hoping that eventually it'll, grow into my 13-year-old and then my 7-year-old. "Hey, Dad, are we going to watch this? Are we going to watch this?" Because I want it to continue. Because
Yeah.
when I'm
That's
away from this motherfucker, who gives a shit? But I want
That's really
them
good.
to continue and say, "Hey, what your grandfather did this," and I just want them to continue, like Coach said early on in the episode, a legacy. I mean, I don't consider myself a legacy, and I don't think anyone on the show considers themselves a
You
legacy.
just started a tradition, and you want to
Exactly.
And that's something I wish I would have done. I didn't. It's what it is. But since you guys were talking about Christmas sweaters,
There you go.
DraftKings-
Look at this.
Look at this. DraftKings sent me a Christmas sweater.
take
can't
your
see it.
take your
There.
other
Wait, but
fucking
wait.
background off, and then we can see it.
Hold on. There.
Turn my back.
I'm sorry, but I'm just laughing at Tristan.
I know.
He just
Tristan's-
fucking calls it like it is.
Dude, my boy
dude.
Tristan's so matter of factly. He doesn't give a fuck.
He's grown up. He's like his Uncle J Lo.
Yeah. Dude, he's growing up right in front of our eyes.
I know.
I know. It's bringing a tear
got
to
a-
my. All right, Donnie,
He
you're
got a
good, I
camper
think.
and everything.
All right, here we go. Look,
Yeah, you're good. I see your dick and
but it's
everything.
a medium. It's a medium.
That looks
I'm like-
gay.
Dude,
Oh, man.
I love it.
It's so gay.
I love
That's
it.
some cousin Eddie shit.
That is
You
good.
need
That's,
that. You need that little Wally World fucking mug with the eggnog in it and everything. You look just right.
hey, I want to.
literally look like Chris Farley.
I
Like,
tell you what. Instead of getting into some really deep shit, because we were fixing to get into some really deep stuff.
What's a deep shit?
I want to ask this.
It's a Christmas episode. Who gives a shit?
I know. Well,
you can
that's
get deep
why
into Christmas.
I was
deep
going to
into
get into
Christmas.
this because it's a Christmas show. I'll tell you what. Let's dive into this one, and then at the end, I'll ask the question. This is the question I'm going to ask. What is your greatest Christmas memory? Remember, I text y'all this.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, you did.
we'll finish the show with that. But
What?
it is a Christmas season, and I do have probably about another 30 minutes. We can stretch the Christmas episode into 2 hours. Anxiety and depression, gentlemen. It is that time of season. It affects people in different ways. I was talking to different people about it, going through some stuff right now. Not me personally, but around it's here. Some people think it's a real thing. Anxiety and depression is a real thing. Some people think it's not. I heard somebody tell me that it is a product of Western civilization. Some countries have kids, mothers, fathers, husbands and wives that see their loved ones die every day from mortar shells, from bullets, from war, stuff like that. They have to travel a mile or two to go get water to bring back to their homes. They don't have time to feel these things of anxiety. I'm posing this question. is anxiety and depression a real thing, or is it really truly? Do you believe it's a product of the way we live, Western civilization? What are your thoughts on that? Who wants to start? I'll leave it up for grabs.
I'll start.
Go ahead, Donnie.
Is depression and anxiety real? I think depression is real. I say that because, in my 30s, I was depressed. Now, did I have to get clinical help to get out of it? No, I had a lot of self-help. I read a lot of books on it. I had the David Goggins thing. Like, something pissed me off so bad, and we've talked about it before. I was like, fuck this. I'm not going to be that guy and just give up on life. So I went the complete opposite. Got in shape, busted my ass, started succeeding in business. Like, I just went all in, and I wasn't until then. I was running through the motions. Not to say I didn't regress. I mean, I definitely regressed in my second marriage, and I've had a lot of therapy on it. And there's a lot out there now that says women try to overpower men and men let them. And I definitely did. I let my second wife overpower me and take advantage of me. And then I got depressed. I didn't want to contribute to the marriage. I didn't want to, be the person I was. I just wanted to please her and get her off my back. Like, just stop talking to me. So do I think depression is real? Yeah, because I've seen it firsthand. Anxiety, a little different. I mean, it's much more manageable, in my opinion, whether that's medication or self-help. I've had anxiety in the past, and I'm just like, all right, I'm in my head. What do I need to worry about? What do I need to not worry about? And I think I said this on a previous podcast. Diamond Dallas Page said that, I think it's 80% of the people that worry about something, it doesn't even come to fruition. And then of those 20%, 90% of those people say that it wasn't as bad as they were worrying about. So that means less than 1% of the people that worry about something, it's as bad or worse. So anxiety, once you realize those boundaries in your head, I think you can keep the tracks moving forward so that you're not as bad as. Now, we also talked about like ADHD and ADD. I think those are completely cultural. You go to third world countries or China, Japan, they don't have any of that. Now, do they have depression? Oh, yeah, they definitely have depression. Japan is one of the worst for depression. Men commit suicide over there at an extremely high rate for various reasons, their job, their marriage, their family, performance, whatever. But I think depression is the most real out of all of those. And it's also the hardest to cure, because we want to cure it with meds like Zoloft, which is super addictive and does shit.
Right.
It's not a great outlet. But the best depression is a great, psychiatrist that can get into your head, figure out what your trauma is, and try to fix it. Now, not all psychiatrists want to do that because, they got a car note, they got a house note. They don't want to fix you in 2 sessions. Drag it out for 10. Get more money.
So you do believe that it's real? You do believe that 100% depression is real, anxiety is real?
And then it goes down from there.
Right. J-Love, what do you think?
I think a lot of it is self-made. But from personal experience, just being on the outside looking in at other individuals and seeing certain things, you begin to think differently. And it's crazy because you sit here, and for for years, personally, I've sat here and I mean, I personally think, and I told this to someone earlier, that I honestly think that I need to see a shrink and to talk about all my shit. I mean, but I'd fuck that shrink up 10 ways a Sunday. I guarantee you that they themselves would be going to see another shrink aside from the shrink that they already see, because I sit there and I look at it that if I go to tell a person my problems, or whatever the case may be, and he or she quote unquote fixes me,
Right.
and then leaves, and then
Right.
that motherfucker is no sooner in the next fucking room with another fucking shrink talking about their shit. So it's like an ongoing cycle. I'm not saying that it goes like that, but that's the way that I feel, and that's
So you
the
do
way
think
that
so you do think that depression and anxiety, it's a real thing. Like if somebody tells you I'm depressed or I have anxiety, you're like, okay,
Suck it up.
I understand that. Huh?
That's the way I look at it. Suck it up. I look at it as
I understand.
And what I'm trying to say is, at the same time, after recent events, as much as I say suck it up, and I look and I'm on the outside looking in kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, you know what? Maybe this person is fucked up. And
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. So you do believe that, yeah, depression and anxiety is real. It's not something made up. It is they are depressed or they do have anxiety.
I am on the fence.
Okay.
I am on the fence, honestly. But then at the same time, from recent personal experiences, I sit there and I'm like, you know what? Maybe this is a thing, like you're talking about.
Completely understand. Yes.
Maybe this does exist.
All right.
Maybe I've just been, so close-minded to opening myself up to realize that, you know what, there's other shit going on than just you.
You guys heard that. You guys that are listening in, y'all just heard that. That's some real shit. It's a real man telling you what just went through his fucking head. Thanks for sharing that, J-Love. That's fucking, that for you to say that what you just said has more impact than I think anything we've said all night long. But here's the thing. Check this out. Russ, talk to me.
The whole reason this topic came up, to throw myself in the grease, is I'm the one that said that depression and anxiety are a creation of first world problems, because tonight in Syria or in Afghanistan and across the world, they don't have time for that shit. They don't. They have to worry about walking down the road and not getting pelted by a freaking roadside bomb, or is there going to be a military convoy roll up and blow their house up? Now, having said that, do I think that I think what people believe in their brains is real to them, right?
Yes.
So if you believe something in your brain, then it's real, right?
Yep.
You only believe what you think in your brain.
Or was it what you were programmed to believe?
Correct. And in this culture, in this society, yes. Oh, you have ADHD. Here's some Ritalin. Oh, you have depression. Here's some Zoloft. Oh, I have anxiety. Yep. Here's a Xanax. Right. Mm-hmm. That's a first world problem. They don't do that shit in other parts of the world where there's real shit going on. We are so spoiled in this society. And I'm not saying that it's not a real thing between somebody's ears, because obviously it is. But I'm the same way as what you were saying, J-Love. It's mind over matter. To me, have I ever felt like I have anxiety about something? Right. Yes, absolutely. Have I ever felt sad for a prolonged period of time about something? Absolutely. Have I been in a bad marriage where I felt? Yes. Have I been in a bad marriage where I felt trapped and couldn't get out? And yes, and getting taken advantage of by somebody? Absolutely. But I never once thought, man, I need a pill, or I need to go talk to somebody other than talking to my friends. Obviously, talking about things makes it better. But the only
Yeah.
thing that I was trying to say was the reason I think it's a first world problem is because throughout the world, you just have to deal with shit. You just have to deal with it. And people use, and now because of the society we live in, people use it as a crutch. They use oh, I'm depressed, so I can just not do anything. I'm going to be on disability. Oh, I have anxiety, so I can act like an asshole. It's a crutch, and I personally think, and I don't want to have anybody get upset with me when I say this, but I think a lot of it is a weak-minded person not being able to think through. And that's my personal belief on it. Now,
you can't say that because it offends people,
right? But but like I said, if it's real to you inside your ears, then it's real to you, and I get that part too. I personally think, suck it up, Buttercup. It ain't that
There
bad.
you go. Tristan, do you have anything to say on this issue, or are you just listening?
I mean, nothing that's not already been said.
I got you. All right, here we go. All right. I'm going to end it by saying this, and I'm going to touch on a little bit of everything that y'all have said about anxiety and depression. Yes, I do agree. And this is coming from
I
me.
have a fuck, marry, kill, by the way.
Yeah, I know. And you're going to get that. You're going to get it. So I'm going to start by saying this.
That's what
Okay.
she said.
I got divorced because I cheated on my wife. That was my fault. I got divorced. During that time period, my father passed away. So I had a lot of shit, and my daughter wouldn't talk to me. And so my entire world was kind of crumbling, right? For a real man in a real world, you can kind of sit there and take it in and be a man and do your shit. I'm going to go back to Russell. I'm going to work my way back around it. I'm going to go back to Russell and say, you're exactly fucking right, Russell. You can use it as a crutch, because I did. And I was able to dive into the world of drugs and alcohol because I could blame it on, well, I just got divorced and my dad just passed away. And that's shitty. That is as shitty as you could fucking get, to use your father's passing as a crutch for you to not handle it as a man. So do I believe that anxiety and depression exist? Of course. Going to Donnie's point, it is a movie in your fucking head, okay? When you're sitting there at night and you're thinking these things, these movies, you start creating a movie in your own fucking head. And Donnie was exactly right, because I believe this also. 90% of what you worry about never fucking happens. 90% of what you fucking worry about never happens. The 5% that does isn't near as bad as you make it out to be in your own fucking head. So where my anxiety came from and my depression came from was the movie in my own head, thinking, okay, tomorrow I get up and it's going to be this fucking bad. Dude, it never was, bro. It fucking never was. And so now I'm going to go to J-Love. Don't see a shrink, bro. I did. I spent thousands of dollars seeing a shrink. And they said, hey, well, at least you got to speak and get shit out of it, you got to speak and vocalize and get it off your chest. Yes, but until I sat here and confronted myself with the help of friends, good friends, and family, and realize, hey, you don't have to go through this alone. You can deal with it this certain way. I never needed the Xanax or the Zolofts or all that shit that they prescribe you. If you tackle it head on and you quit being a little fucking bitch about it, that's what got me. J-Love, you can shake your head, brother. You're agreeing with me. I was being a little bitch. Yeah.
I am. No, I'm like, amen, brother.
Yes.
That kind of thing.
I was being a little bitch. You guys that are out there, yes, you're anxious. You have anxiety. You're depressed. Those are true things. The demons in your fucking head are real. The demons in my head were fucking real, bro. They were real, but I didn't want to deal with it head on. You can deal with it head on. You can sit there and look at your situation and look at what's going on. Surround yourself with good people and understand that 90% of what you think is bad will never fucking happen. The 5% that will happen ain't as bad as you think. Now, that other 5, strap your boots on. You can beat 5%. Because for those of you that believe in Jesus and God, you'll get me. For those of you that don't, you'll still understand. God, Buddha, whoever you pray to, will never put more on your shoulders than you can than you can handle, that you cannot handle. That's a fact. You will never put. You can look back at your entire life and look at your lowest points in your entire life, and you can see that there is nothing on your shoulders that you could not handle. It'll never get that bad, ever, if you surround yourself with good people. Donnie?
No, I'm going to agree with you. And before I get into my favorite moment of Christmas or most memorable, I want to say, yeah, everything you said is true. Not only can you tackle it head on, you need to tackle it head on.
Amen.
I mean, I was not in a good spot around Thanksgiving. And what did I do? I sought out some friends, the guys on this podcast, and I said, hey, I'm coming to Texas. Like, I don't want to be, it was my first holiday that I didn't have any kids. I've not had my oldest before. I've not had my youngest before, but I've always had my middle daughter, and she's lost to me now. I mean, it was something that I was not prepared for, and I wasn't prepared to deal with. I came down there and forgot about it, but I still dealt with it with you guys. And we talked about it a little bit. And when I came back, I felt better. I'll be honest. Christmas this year, not going to have anybody. I don't know how I'm going to handle it. I don't. I mean, it's going to be tough. It really is. My oldest daughter says she may come up, so that may help some. I'm already planning to go down to her place like 1st of January after I get rid of the boys. She bought a triplex. I was down there to help her. And I'm going to deal with that then, because I'm going to deal with it with working through it and going from there. But favorite or most memorable Christmas memory. So
Yes.
First wife, probably 2008. She wants to go to Disney for Christmas. If you've never been to Disney for Christmas, it is the most packed time of the year. Why would it be Christmas? I don't know. I mean, but it is literally packed. I knew it was packed. I was like, hey, if you want to eat with any characters, you better get reservations in June when we book.
Right.
It's the worst.
She didn't. She didn't. Didn't do anything. We go down Christmas Day. I got 2 daughters. They're like, we want to eat with the princesses or Mickey or whatever. And I'm like, there's no way. Like, everybody's booked. I've already checked. I'm like, all right, it's time for Donnie to run some game. Let's see what I got. I'm watching The Princess Castle. This is the pinnacle
Right.
of Disney. I'm looking. I'll never forget it. Her name was Danielle. She's the manager. I can tell. She's running everything. There's like 4 girls at the front. It's like 11:50. The princes come out at 12:30. She's like directing people. There's like 7 girls there. I wait till she's got her back turned, and I walk up to the line. Hey, is Denny or Danny here? And she hears it. She turns around and she goes, I'm Danielle. And I'm like, thank you. So Cora at the Viridian or whatever the big hotel was said that she knows you guys are booked. It's Christmas, but you might have some last minute cancellations. If anybody could do it, I needed to ask for Danielle. She told me specifically to ask for you because you were the boss. And she goes, okay, how many do you got? I was like, 4. She goes, is everybody here? I was like, yeah. She's like, all right, come on. So I waved everybody over. They're off to the side. They come running over there like, what did you do? I was like, I got us table. They take us to tier 2. So you got tier 2, tier 1, and then the main floor. Tier 2 has like 12 tables. Tier 1 has, or tier 2 has like 4. We are center table. When the princesses walk out, we're the first fucking table.
Yeah.
Nice.
That table is reserved for VIPs, and nobody claimed it.
Nice.
But I ran game
Yeah.
and got us on Christmas Day with no reservations the best seats in the fucking house.
Awesome.
It was so fucking awesome. My daughters were crying. My ex-wife was like, "How the fuck did you do this?" And I'm like, "I'm the fucking man." You know, like,
That's
this was the
awesome.
shit. Now,
That is
looking
awesome.
back, they had a great time. I mean, I'll never forget it. But by far my best Christmas
That's
moment.
awesome.
I got
Tristan, what's your favorite Christmas moment?
This might sound a little cliche, but my favorite Christmas moment happens every year. It's whenever I
When
get
J
to
Love walks in the room.
it's when I get to go to my see all like my grandparents and stuff. Just every year we all eat together. Because honestly, I mean, I'm
I
not gonna
love
lie, we don't see each other that much through the year.
I love it.
So
I love
it's
You know what? Savor the flavor, bro, because it don't last forever.
dude, I love
Yeah.
you.
it starts so like every year, as long as it happens every
It's
year,
smaller
like,
and smaller.
Yep.
as long as it happens
Exactly.
every year, I'm usually pretty happy. So.
Dude, I love it. I love that. And I love the innocence. I love everything that he just said. Yeah. Fucking
That's
grab it
awesome.
and don't let it go, Tristan. Russ, what do you got, bud?
Kind of along the same lines of what Tristan was saying, and my family dynamic is
Again, we
has
got about
changed.
12 minutes and we're going to cut off.
It's changed a lot. Growing up, Christmas Eve every year, my grandmother's house, aunts, uncles, cousins, and man, there's just so many of them that just aren't here anymore that I've lost. That
Yep.
you know, and just looking back and thinking back and how much fun. My favorite Christmas memory was those. You know, really, if you put it in a time capsule, it's probably a 4 or 5 year span in
Okay.
your childhood.
Yeah.
But man, just those memories of that. And now you go to Christmas and Thanksgiving, and it's a quarter of the people that used to be there. So I looking back on it, I wish I had understood and appreciated it, because it's so much different now. And those were good memories, and I'll cherish those the rest of my life.
Amen, bro.
J-Love, what's your
I'm torn between two, but the
Tell us both.
one that first one, I was 7 or 8, and we lived in this shithole fucking house. But my brother and I, my older brother, we got a Star Wars racetrack for Christmas. The whole Darth Vader race
Yeah.
car and the X-wing fighter.
Right.
So it was the coolest fucking thing ever. Honestly, bro, that's all I remember of that one.
That's awesome.
Fast forward to parents were divorcing, this, that, and the other. So my mom and I were with my grandparents, or my grandmother at the time. My grandfather had already passed, but I'll never fucking forget. I woke up earlier than I fucking should, and I saw my mom wrapping said present. All I wanted for fucking Christmas was a fucking G.I. Joe headquarters, because I was huge into fucking G.I. Joe forever.
Shocker.
Me too.
I wanted a
Shocker.
G.I. Joe. I wanted a G.I. Joe fucking headquarters. Fuck you, motherfucker. So I wanted a G.I. Joe headquarters and this, that, and the other. So I'm watching my mom wrap it, but so I go back to sleep, because she comes over and she says, "Go back to sleep," in Spanish, of course. But I lay down, wake up, and then here I am in amazement at this present. It's the only, mind you, the only fucking present I got was this G.I. Joe fucking headquarters. But it was wrapped with like 3 and 4 3 and 4 different fucking types of wrapping paper, right? Okay. So I wake up and I'm like in amazement, but then my mom comes up to me and the first thing she says after the whole Merry Christmas bullshit, she says, Santa couldn't afford to wrap it all in the same wrapping paper.
Oh, wow.
That's the only fucking thing that stuck out.
Wow.
And so I'm like, okay, Merry Christmas. So I go to open it, but it was, like I said, 3 and 4 different fucking types of wrapping paper. And I slowly open this shit. And then here's this big G.I. Joe headquarters. And I was happy. But all I could think about was the fucking wrapping paper. That's it.
Yeah.
And what my mom said. And it just.
Yeah, I mean,
I hear you.
that's
So
that just, and I know you didn't recognize it at the time, but now you recognize like what all they put in just to make sure like you had that Christmas.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Well, you know, and I think about that every fucking Christmas. And here I've got 50 fucking kids, and I'm trying to, figure out what's best for them and what's best for this kid and what's best for this kid and this, that, and the other. But I always seem to be taken back to, I don't know, I was like 9, 10, 11, some shit like that. But I always get taken back to that moment.
yeah.
And, when it doesn't matter anything else that has happened since then or before then or whatever the case may be. When it comes to the holidays, I think that Coach and I, and probably Russell and everyone could agree that, like Russell said, that the table does get smaller, and it does, because as time goes on, everybody else has to move on, and you realize that your table of 12 is now 10, and then 7, and then 4.
So in saying all that, you need to cherish the moments. Guys, thank you for sharing. It was everything I could have imagined and even more. Thank you for being unscripted and raw and telling everybody. I hope everybody that's listening, I hope you appreciate what we're doing. We're also, you can go watch us on YouTube. Hopefully sooner or later we'll be live on YouTube. Thank you guys for listening. I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas. I hope you get, I don't give a shit about the gifts that you get, but I hope the memories that you make outweigh everything else. That's the big thing. I am planning, I'll tell you what, I'm not even going to do this. I'm going to talk to the guys after I get done, but be ready, be prepared for something special during Christmas. Thank you guys for everything that you've shared, for everything that you've
transitioning.
done. What? I'm transitioning into what?
You're transitioning.
I don't know. Don't ask me.
into a woman.
Into a woman? No,
Yeah.
I'm not going
Please
to do
no.
that.
No, let's not go.
But guys, thank you guys. Hey, Merry Christmas from Whiskey and Wisdom After Dark.
Merry
Tell your
Christmas.
friends, make sure you like, share, and all that stuff. I'm going to upload it to YouTube. I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas. And we will see you real soon before the new year. Definitely before the new year. Maybe even on Christmas Day or Christmas night. I don't know.
That'd be cool.
But we will definitely
What's the second?
do something. Guys, I love you guys. I thank you guys. This is going to be a great Christmas just because you guys are in my life now and we're doing this. I appreciate everything about you guys. Everybody listening, thank you so much. Guys, well, everybody on the count of 3, just say Merry Christmas to everybody. 1, 2, 3. Merry
Merry Christmas.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Adios, boys. We'll see you on the next go round.